Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Evelyn. I'm going to talk in this session about Vertera Forte gels and their properties. Alright, Vertera Forte gels, you can see them here. This one is enriched with cherry, and the cherry is, organic cherry fruit that's added. Then you have this one that's made of black currant, and another is having apple flavor. Okay, and these are made of real fruits, and there's one more that doesn't have any flavor. So there's 4 of them. You have quite a bit of choice. Now the Vertera Forte gels, like the Vertera line of products, are made by Russian scientists, and they have 4 different components. The first one is seaweed, kelp seaweed or laminaria algae or seaweed. This is the base of the Vertera Forte gels. Laminaria seaweed has over 100 beneficial substances for our bodies. It has vitamins, minerals, it has omegas, it has polysaccharides, it has flavonoids, over 100 beneficial substances for our bodies. So it's very rich, it's nutrient dense. Who doesn't need nutrient dense foods today when we have lots of poor food on our tables? Food that comes to our table today has about just half, most of the time, just about half of the nutrients it should have. Then it has lots of chemicals. I mean, a lot of food we put in our table ends up just making us sick. So I also need to say that kelp is also a very good detox. It helps our body to detox, to clean itself, and so to function better. The second component is quercetin. Quercetin is a natural antihistamine and immune booster. Alright, a lot of people who have autoimmune diseases need a natural antihistamine. Yet many of us don't even know that natural antihistamines exist. Well, they exist. This one is called quercetin. The quercetin here has been harvested from Siberian ginseng tree. No, Siberian tree. Alright. And it comes from the bark of a Siberian tree, and there you have then the quercetin, very natural. Quercetin is anti-inflammatory. Together with kelp, they work very well to normalize our bodies, those of us who have autoimmune diseases. So the quercetin normalizes our immune system. It modulates, that means it normalizes the mastocytes, and the mastocytes are those cells that are going to release histamine. And we know when we have histamine because we think something has attacked us. Like in my case, it's dust. I'm allergic to dust, so when there is dust, then I start sneezing, I start coughing, I'll start having a clogged nose, red eyes, all those issues. So once you've taken the quercetin, it normalizes these cells so that they're not overactive, they're not overexcited, they're not releasing histamine almost at all. And that's how comes and you get so healthy. Alright. And then of course it boosts the immunity. When it boosts the immunity, it makes our immune system strong, and when it's strong, it's no longer broken. It works as an ally instead of being a problem, because when you have autoimmune problems, it's our immunity that's sick and weak, and it's one more problem. Instead of being the one that's protecting us, it becomes one more problem, and that's really problematic. That makes a lot of us also get into depression. Okay, so there you have it. The second one is quercetin. The third one is fucus seaweed. Fucus seaweed is valuable because it's very strongly anti-tumor, which means anti-cancer. So it is antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, of course, very strongly anti-inflammatory. It stimulates the immune function of the body. It stimulates the immune function inside the cells and outside the cells. Okay, very important. It induces suicide of the cells that are sick. You have all these cells that are old, they are no longer healthy, they are no longer having their place in the body. All these, they are induced to kill themselves off, and they are swept out of the body. So you can see these different 5 or 6 ways that I've talked about are what makes the fucus seaweed very strongly anti-tumor, because all these activities it does it all the time, and it leaves us healthy. Okay, it also fights free radicals, because as soon as free radicals accumulate, then again that's another very dangerous root of tumors. So there we've talked about the third one, the fucus. Then the fourth component is 7 extracts of medicinal plants. These medicinal plants include calendula, chamomile, hawthorn, Siberian ginseng, St. John's wort. We also have another one called echinacea, and we have licorice. So 7 of them. So for example, licorice, echinacea and calendula are very good for our gastrointestinal health. They fight wounds and sores in the whole of the system, right from the mouth to the throat, to the stomach, to the colon. They make sure that our digestive system functions in the best way possible. They're also good for the skin, for the acne, for the eczema, for any skin outbreaks. They function very well against wounds of all type. After that, we have hawthorn. Hawthorn is good for heart health. All right, and together with the kelp seaweed, which is very rich in many different nutrients, it also helps us to have healthy blood vessels. Okay, it helps to make a substance which will help our blood vessels to relax, all right, to be not so rigid, to be, you know, much more flexible, and that way then it fights blood pressure. It normalizes blood pressure. Okay, that's very important as well to know. So when you have better blood pressure, also better cleaned hawthorn and the kelp help to clean the blood. They remove lipids and other unwanted things, triglycerides from the blood, and so the blood flows better and it's healthier blood, and so it contributes very well to heart health. Heart health is a big problem with a lot of people, so you can see how important then hawthorn is. After that, we have St. John's wort, and St. John's wort works against depression. It will reduce depression, it reduces anxiety, it reduces problems of sleep. It helps women who have issues of menopause, premenstrual syndrome, for example, or that anxiety and disorder you feel in the head. It's put to rights by St. John's wort. What happens with St. John's wort is that, being natural, it works better than most antidepressants, and so people can take it for longer. It doesn't have secondary effects. It doesn't almost have any secondary effects, while we know that medicines have a lot of effects which are not needed in our body, and a lot of people taking antidepressants stop taking them because they have too many unwanted effects, which some might even be worse than the depression you're trying to heal. That's just the truth that nobody tells you, that nobody tells us. Okay, so St. John's wort is a natural plant that's also an extract that's added in here. And so it will work in synergy with, first, the kelp. Kelp having such being so rich in nutrients will work very well with St. John's wort. In synergy, they'll work in good synergy. It will work with good synergy with something like chamomile, which calms the body, and helps to increase sleep. So both will work very well to calm the body and to relieve depression and to relieve anxiety. All right. Of course, it's very good against seasonal depression disorder. It's a typical disorder. I've had it in the past. It's very good to get release of such things through use of natural things which come into your body and they're in harmony with your body. So I would encourage, also it works in synergy with Siberian ginseng. Siberian ginseng works to improve resilience of the physical resilience of the body and of course the mental resilience, and it's used by elite sportsmen and women. So again, you can see the St. John's wort works in synergy with many other things in the Forte gel to make you healthier. All right, and certainly you'll feel the effects of it. So please get a hold of one of these gels. Get a hold of them if you have any depression at all, if you have any problem with antidepressants, if you have depression, if you have a feeling of lowness, a feeling like you can't improve, you can't get up, you don't have to suffer anymore. You have the St. John's wort, already a natural antidepressant, which comes with many other things that will help you along.